All right, so I just came across one of the most underrated new platforms that has came out recently for day traders with small accounts. And one of the biggest things that as day traders we search for is trying to find ways where we can trade day trade these stocks more efficiently and quicker than other traders. So how do we find these stocks on a daily basis? And the first thing that I would say is we use screeners or scanners that allows us to be able to pull up stocks on a current basis. And previously, before I found this new platform, through my community over on Discord, and most people mentioning that, hey, this platform is up and coming, it looks nice, and it has the same features, I was using a platform called Daytrade Dash. And Daytrade Dash was a scanner and charting and a news platform that allowed you to very quickly day trade these stocks. And I used to say that that was the best platform. And now coming into recently, I've been using this new platform called Charts Watcher. And honestly, it has been very, very fantastic. It has been a lot quicker, more reliable. And I would say that the functionality is the same, but it's even better. It allows you to fully customize all your scanners, all your charts, all your news feeds. Everything that you can use on this platform is almost fully customizable for your day trading strategy. And I think that allows you to get a leg up farther than a lot of these other platforms will, and for the fraction of the cost. So before we get into it, I do have a link in the description. If you do want to sign up or look at the platform, you'll save 10% off if you use the referral code down below. And so let's jump into this platform and let's take a look on what it is. And so how I set it up is just like my Daytrade Dash platform that you guys already know that I used to use on a daily basis. I have fully switched over to Charts Watcher now, and I use this every single day I come in. So if you haven't already seen at joindtsm.com, I document my journey live streaming every single day, day trading these small cap stocks in these companies. And today, we had a little bit of a slower day, but even on days where we were getting some momentum, I have my scanners over here to the right, I have my charts over here to the left, I have my news feed down below to make sure that this stock is, up from, highs and percentages, and then also my indicators all in this one spot for, what I pay is $50 a month. And so I think the value that I'm getting from this is extremely good. And I want to be able to allow you guys not only to use the settings that I use to be able to set everything up. I also want to teach you guys how to use the platform, but I also want to share this information for these small account day traders out there that, every penny counts when you first start day trading, because you're constantly losing money trying to learn the game of day trading. And it becomes very difficult at first. So if you can save as much cost as you can up front on platforms and fees, that's the best way to go. So I have multiple links down below as well to save you guys money on commissions, platforms, and then also looking at this platform and educating you how to use it. So this is the main screen that I use over on the Chart Watchers platform. If you want to upload all these scans and screeners down below, I got it from, I think his name is Scott over on their Discord. But what I can do is I can import these settings. So if you go to settings down here, and for you, you would press import. For me, I'm going to export the current configuration. I'm going to export all configs. And then I'm going to copy and paste this link down below inside the description. So all you got to do is press import, you press configure ID, and copy and paste that down below. And then you should be good to go. You should be able to upload that directly into your Chart Watchers. So you can start off a blank screen, kind of like mine. So here, let's add new screen, and let's start completely fresh and show you how to start from start to finish on this one. So let's start with a default screen. Screen name is going to be example screen. And then we'll add this here. And so you'll start out with the clock just like mine. And so all you have to do really is just click buttons. And so the first thing that I would do is click here. You can add alert window, you can add top list window, you can add news feed, but I think most people want to start with the charting window. So you can add your first chart here. You can scale it to whatever size you would like. And so on the top here, you have what ticker you're using. You have the chart here, what time frame you're using. You can change that all the way up to a daily chart. And then you have this toggle extension, you can save default, so you can get this entire configuration exactly how you like it, what indicators you want to use, what type of volume bars you want to use, what color are the candles, are you using pre and post market, or are you just using regular market hours. And then once you have everything that, you can press save default settings at the top of this window, press that save button, lock the time frame in, and you should be good to go. And so that would be the charting, and you use that just as the same as the trading view here. Nothing's different on that front. But what we really want to get into is the charting and screeners. And so we can add new windows, add alert windows. And so this would be your high a day list here, but then we can filter this on the scanner that was used by Scott here, and he added the Warrior Trading scanners directly into this platform. So it uses some of the similar features or same requirements that their scanners use over at the day trade platform, and allow you to basically scan the market on that criteria as well over here on Chart Watchers. So it's similar. It's not the same. They're not going to be perfect, but it's very, very similar as that day trade dash and Warrior Trading features. So if you wanted the high day momentum screener, you have it right here. You can see the float, the time, the symbol. But what's really cool about Chart Watchers is that it allows you to go into the edit config button, and it may look really confusing at first, but it's very, very, very simple. So this is the strategies that you're using, and these are all the strategies that allow you to see what type of setup is forming here. But if you go to columns, you can then arrange these or add whatever you would like. And so recently we've been having a lot of issues with Chinese companies, or Hong Kong stocks, or these foreign companies that pop up with either no news or relatively low volume. And a lot of the times we just write them off because we know that they're not going to work. And so you can actually add whatever column you would like. So let's say we want to do country. You can actually go to country name, click down here down below, and then you can put it here over to the right side and scale that all the way to the top, so that can be the forefront of what you'd be looking for. Just above float or whatever, you can do time symbol. We can put price a little bit above float so we can see them together, and you can really configure this exactly how you want. And that's what makes Chart Watchers so cool, is the ability to basically allow you to configure your own charting software to how you like it. And so you can add the colors here as well. So float's imported the float color. You can also change the price color. Let's say price, you can add your own price information in there. You could also do gap from close. Let's say we want to put this up a little bit closer here, closer to that country name, and then that gap percentage also is color imported. So once you press cancel on there, you can see that that country code has been implemented here to the right, and you can see all these US based companies, and on to the left you can see those US based companies as well. And you can really look at this is 5% gap or whatever. You have AUD, you click on it anywhere on this screen, doesn't have to be the ticker symbol. You can also click on the state, and it'll click immediately to that stock that's moving here as it's hitting high of day. Now at the time that I'm recording this, it's coming into close to power hour here, but there's not a lot of movement happening, but you can still see that the scanners are working pretty much perfectly. You can also add another one here and do that running up scanner that I love as well. And so that's going to be connected here as well. You just click on high a day, you scroll down to running up, you click it, and then perfect, that running up scanner's already pretty much built out for you, so you don't have to do anything as well. Then you have the top list window where you can see that gap scanners, and once again that's already fully built out to that Warrior Trading. I mean, you could build these out yourself if you would really like, but might as well save yourself some time and import them in there. So there you go, there's your Warrior Trading top gainers list. So you can click on to whatever stock is moving up right now, 117% on FUSE. With news, you can see the news headline here came out a couple days ago. Raya, same thing, news came out today. And then you can also see the reverse split. So this one's up 1,000%. Not really, because they did a reverse split today. So their stock went from 1,000% below this, underneath $1 a share, all the way up to $1.55. And then going on to a little bit other features that they have, you have your news window here. You can add your watch list, which honestly, this watch list feature is a joy. I love this watch list feature. If you haven't already, I post my watch list on YouTube every now and then, as well or on X and Twitter, formerly known as. And so all you got to do is click this button, add symbol to watch list. It'll add here. So whenever you want to go into, let's say, FUSE, I'll add that to the watch list, and you can just click back and forth really quickly. And so on the right side of my screen right here, I actually have my daily watch list that I can click on really quickly. That's right next to my level 2 data, and I can just switch back and forth very, very fast without having to really worry about typing the symbol manually when my hand is already on my mouse. You also have the news feed here that allows you to see the current news configuration as well. And so that's a stock, whatever you click on. So let's say if I click on FUSE, that'll pull up the current news here. Or if I go to Riot, you can see the news headline. If you click on read full article, you can read exactly verbatim, exactly what the entire headline is, so you can be up to date on the stocks that you're trading. They also have a information window, stock info window. So if you go to my configuration here, or the configuration up top, you can go to, let's say, Araya, and you can also add a configuration to this one as well. So if you really want to know the gap from close and that percentage, you can go to edit config. You can go to select columns and windows, and then you can see I want to know the gap percentage window. I'm going to put that up to the top. I'm going to close this window. I'm going to change this color to the gap percentage that we've been using, or change percentage, one of the two. So I'm going to do change percentage. I'm going to close this, and then boom, it shows you up 92% on the gap close percentage, and you can change this exactly how you want. Now my original layout and setup here, I use let's see, let's go to my main screen. And right here, you can see I used change from close. I can do days of news, country, the float, the price, everything in relative range here. And I can scroll down all the way to one of my other favorites that I use here is that float rotation. That's something I don't think day trade has just as of yet, but that it gives you that float rotation number as well, 6 times float rotation. And then you scroll down, day since IPO, day since reverse split, and it just gives you so many different features and allows you to see, everything. And I honestly, I love this platform. I began to, as soon as I started using it, I was like, there's no point of going back to Day Trade Dash. If this is, a cheaper platform with more configuration, it's wonderful. And so let's go back to this example screen here, and we can pull up this news feed as well. So if you can go to news feed down below, you can go to, sorry, not news feed. We want to close this. Let's delete this config, and then we'll add, I want to delete the window close. There you go. And so if we go to add and we go to news feed, this is the news feed here. And what's cool about this news feed is it allows you to show the symbol, what's the float of it, what's the price right now currently, and what's the gap percentage, the daily volume. And you can see this all without even clicking on the stock. And so this morning on a stock called BENF, I actually pulled it up. I was one of the first people to pull it up, and that's because of the screener. And so let me pull up this video for here this morning, so I can show you exactly how I was able to pull up the stock before it had any volume on it. All right, so here we go. Here is BENF. So we see BENF pop up here. I'm going to pull it back just a little bit. All right, so just about in this area, I see BENF pull up here, and I actually was one of the first people to pull it up because of this scanner. I mean, it was really cool. And so now volume starts to come in it, and it goes from 4 all the way up to 450 to 5 to 550, and it ends up making a really nice squeeze up to $5 a share and 550 here. And I was one of the first people to pull this stock up. And so, this scanner really helped me with doing that very precisely, because I was able to see what was the gap percentage, volume was coming through, and then also that float as well. And so going on here, we have that clock. You can add notes directly onto the platform. I traded well today on ADVB, or whatever you would like to type in there. You also had the chat room over on the Discord in case you have any issues. And really, that's the entire platform. And so some of the configurations that I have is my main screen here, which is the screen that you see right in front of you right now, which is set up exactly how I used to have it on Day Trade Dash. Then we also have this second screen here coming in on the right side. So this would be my right side screen that you see with my low top gainer scanner, my daily watch list, what I'm watching for from today. And then you have the newsfeed top left, as well as other charts that I'm looking at that I can be able to separate with different channels, so they don't all connect with that one click. And then down below here, right in front of me, is my main monitor where I just have my charts, my 1 minute, my 10-second, my 5-minute, my 3-minute chart, all within a relatively close space, so I can be able to trade more efficiently. And so this is Chart Watchers. Once again, if you haven't already checked it out, but this is the Chart Watchers scanner. You can click down the link, save 10% in the description down below, which is very, very helpful. They have different pricing features, start from a starter plan to advanced plan to pro plan. I use the advanced plan. I haven't really seen a need for my trading strategy to use the pro plan, so I use the advanced. It's about $50 a month right now. Very, very cheap, about 4 times cheaper than what Day Trade Dash would be. And so they have these alerts, these top lists, these news feed. But then what you can also use is this backtesting feature where you can backtest your strategies to where these scanners hit these marks, and you can be able to pull it up, be one of the first people to pull up your own strategy on the market. You also have your configurations where all your imports go. But what also is really cool is that it allows you to do external linking. And so right now, this is a beta software that you can install on your computer. So once you click on a stock that you're trading, let's say we go to our main screen here. Once you click on RAYA, it automatically updates your level 2 on a separate platform on Dash Trader without you having to manually type it. And that is a game changer. I haven't fully set that up yet, but I'm looking to do that soon. And once I have it, I'll definitely let you guys know my feedback on it over in the Discord and on joindtsm.com. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you guys found some value on this new platform, Charts Watchers. And if you want to check it out, there will be a link in the description for it. But thanks everyone. We'll see you again sometime soon when I upload a recap of day trading. Peace everyone.